Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Tobias. Tobias is the Greek form of the Hebrew Tobiah, Tobiah, meaning Yahweh is good. Since the Middle Ages, the name has mainly been associated with the biblical tale Tobias and the angel which appears in the Apocrypha, Book of Tobit. In the story, Tobias is the son of Tobit, a rich and righteous Jew who goes blind after bird droppings fall into his eyes. The archangel Raphael, disguised as a man, accompanies Tobias on a journey to retrieve money for Tobit. With the aid of the angel, Tobias returns from his travels triumphantly, a rich man with a new wife on his arm after defeating an evil demon. He also brings Tobit an ointment, fish gallbladder, which, after rubbed into his eyes, miraculously cures his blindness and restores his eyesight. As a result of Tobias' heroic deeds and the popularity of this story in medieval times, the name came into wider usage. It was also the name of an early 4th century Roman soldier who was martyred for his Christian beliefs, along with 5 other soldiers, all of whom were burned at the stake. Tobias is another example of one of the lesser prominent biblical names adopted and popularized by the Protestants after the Reformation. Today, Tobias is particularly popular within the Scandinavian countries of Norway, Denmark, and the Netherlands. It is also currently the second most popular boy's name in Austria. In German, the name is pronounced Tobias. Personality of the boy named Tobias. The 3 energy is powerful and enthusiastic. These personalities are cheerful, full of self-expression, and often quite emotional. They have an artistic flair and gift of gab that makes them natural entertainers. Their joyfulness bubbles over, and their infectious exuberance draws a crowd. The 3 personality is like a child, forever young and full of delight. They are charming, witty, and generally happy people. The 3 personality lives in the now and has a spontaneous nature. 3 seem to live with a bright and seemingly unbreakable aura that attracts others to them. In turn, they are deeply loyal and loving to their friends and family. Luck also has a tendency to favor number 3s. Popularity of the boy named Tobias. Tobias is a name that has been used sparingly in America since colonial times, but by the early 20th century, the name would drop from favor for over 60 years until finally re-emerging in the mid-1960s. The name actually received some of its heaviest usage in the 1970s. Tobias became less popular in the 80s and 90s, but as we've crossed the threshold into the 21st century, the name is once again seeing some of its best numbers. In any case, this is still a very moderately used name at best, so we would definitely not call it overused. A character named Tobias from the young adult sci-fi book series Animorphs, 1996 to 2001, has helped popularize the name in more recent years, as well. The memorable Tobias Fünke was also an amusing character on the TV series Arrested Development. It's a bit baffling that Tobias is not more popular. The name has timeless, classic appeal. Neglected and underused, Tobias could be a choice to consider for parents who don't like to follow the naming trends of the day. Toby and Tobes are potential nicknames that bring a more casual flavor to Tobias. Lastly, given the name's root meaning, God is good, we would also consider Tobias a great choice for the religious-minded. Quick facts on Tobias. Gender, boy. Origin, Greek. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, 491. Pronunciation, Tbies. Simple meaning, God is good. Characteristics of Tobias. Creative, popular, social, optimistic, dramatic, communicative, happy. Cultural references to the baby name, Tobias. Literary characters of the baby name Tobias. Inspector Tobias Gregson is a Scotland Yard inspector who figures in some of Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes series, A Study in Scarlet, 1887, The Adventure of the Greek Interpreter, 1893, The Adventure of Wisteria Lodge, 1908, and The Adventure of the Red Circle, 1911. Holmes himself describes Tobias as the smartest of the Scotland Yarders, but his general opinion of Scotland Yard is so low that this is faint praise, indeed. We the readers, however, are more inclined to like Tobias, for he is tall, blonde, blue-eyed and quite engaging. He is constantly on the alert to outperform his fellow detective, Inspector Lestrade, but he feels no animosity for Holmes, rather he admires the intelligence of the great man, and feels more comfortable when Holmes is on the case. This is a rather endearing trait, and we feel it is just a little churlish of Holmes not to return the compliment. It is Dr. Watson who applauds Tobias' courage, as well as remarking that he is a pretty cool customer, with a quiet and businesslike air about him. We're more inclined to accept Dr. Watson's assessment of Tobias' character, because, after all, we all know what Mr. Holmes was smokin'. A Jew named Tobit goes blind after some birds poop in his eyes. No, we're not kidding, which causes him so much despair, he prays for death. At the same time, but in a separate faraway place, another woman named Sarah also prays for death. Her despair is caused by a lust demon who keeps killing her husbands on their wedding night before she can consummate her marriage. She has 7 husbands, and the evil demon kills them all. Married 7 times, and still a virgin. God hears their separate prayers and sends Raphael, the angel of healing. Disguised as a man named Azarias, Raphael accompanies Tobias, Tobit's son, on a journey to retrieve money for his father. Along the way, a giant fish jumps out of the water and nearly kills Tobias. No, we're still not kidding, but with the aid of Raphael, the fish is killed and they remove the heart, liver, and gallbladder for future medicinal needs. At the end of their travels, Tobias meets Sarah and they fall madly in love and marry. Not to be discouraged by the fate of her other 7 husbands, Tobias, with instruction from Raphael, burns the fish heart and liver so the smoke drives the evil husband-killing demon away. Sarah and Tobias then return to Tobit and rub the fish gallbladder in his eyes, which miraculously restores his eyesight. Everyone is happy and no one is praying for death anymore. God is good. Famous people named Tobias. Tobias Harris, basketball player. Tobias Wolff, author. Toby Keith Koval, country music singer. Tobias Moretti, Austrian actor. Tobias Euro Maguire, actor. Tobias Michael Carrel Asser, Nobel Peace Prize winner. Tobias Smollett, Scottish novelist.